Hey, I'm Stephanie.
And I am Meredith. Welcome to This Is My Circus.
How's everything going?
Oh, so we're recording on Labor Day. So
Yep.
I was expecting it to be kind of a chill day. And it has turned into a little bit of a not chill day. I was like, so I start my job tomorrow. Yay! And I was like, I get one more lazy day. No. So Jackson had football practice this morning from 9 to 11:30. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't worth me like dropping him off and then going back. So I did a couple of local errands that I needed to do and then just kind of sat and watched and listened to another book. So we're home now. Yeah. But of course, now it's like, okay, now it's the afternoon and so anyway, but you know, it's cool. It's cool. I'm excited to start tomorrow. Very excited to start my job tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'll let you guys know how that goes.
How is the umping?
Well, the game got canceled. So it was supposed to have been on Tuesday. And, you know, last week we had a lot of rain possibility and stuff from the hurricane that was coming through. I think that's why. I don't know exactly why we were getting the rain. But anyway, so they canceled it. And I don't have anything this week, but I do next week. So they have a lot more umps this go around this season. So it's not going to be as bad as it was before. So,
and when you say bad, do you mean as fabulous?
Yeah, won't be as many games as it was before, which actually that kind of worked because it's like you don't get a chance to get nervous or forget things. When it's every other week, it's like when you start, it's like you're all new again, kind of. You know what I mean? Like it's like, okay, let me get comfortable again. Yeah. So, anywho, how are you?
Good. I don't know. Nothing's really new. It's been pretty boring, but boring is good. I'm not saying anything bad. But yeah, everything's okay. So have you on social media, and I don't watch the news. My news is from social media. Have you been seeing all this stuff about the Maui Fires?
Yes.
And
so
like the cause of them?
Well, so I started digging into them, I guess a couple of weeks ago. I was not even on the breaking news part of that. And I was like, how did I not know about this? But I don't know if the cause at that point was ever released. It was just like a bunch of fires and people are jumping in the ocean to avoid the fire. Like insane. Do you have more info? Have they released the cause?
Rex, stop it. Sorry, Rex is growling. Well, so they're saying everything that I've seen online. Of course, the government's releasing different things than what people that are there are saying. But, you know, there's theories that it's like these lasers that have caused this. And it's so right before, I guess, all these fires occurred, all this extra insurance by the Maui government or whatever was taken out. And they have been trying to, I guess, get a hold of all this land that the people of Maui own or, you know, that's theirs. Yeah. And so now that all of these houses and everything is leveled, they're trying to buy all the land from the people now.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly.
Right. Allegedly for our whole podcast. Let's just go ahead and put that out there.
Disclaimer.
Yes. Well,
so I don't know. I don't know. It's true. I don't know. They blocked all. Oh, so the other thing that was really weird, right, was that they sent all the children home that morning from school before the fire started.
Weird.
And then the government is saying that it was a power line that had a spark that sparked a tree, like a fallen power line. But the power company said they cut off the power 6 hours before any fire started. So there was no power to cause a fire.
Wow. There's a lot of conspiracy stuff there, huh?
Yeah. So I don't know if it's true, but it's weird. And I don't trust anything with the government, anything the government says. Like, I'm not like a big conspiracy theorist. I just do not trust anything that our current government tells us.
I've gotten the way in my life that I don't trust anything until it happens. Just somebody's like, oh, so-and-so's coming to play basketball with us. And I'm like, until they're here on the court, I don't believe a word anybody says. So yeah, the government is like 100 times worse than that.
Yeah.
Well, I knew when it happened, I had talked to Brian about it, like when all that first started, and I started seeing like you said, you find your news on social media now, all the videos on TikTok and stuff of the cars where it looked like lava just wipes them out. So, and we were both at that point like, what in the world? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And just for him to come that fast.
Yeah. Well, so Brandon, was an engineer, welding engineer for many years. And so
you said that like he's 77 years old.
Yeah. It feels like a lot of years. I don't know. So what are his thoughts with that then? Did he have did Brandon have any thoughts? Yeah. So he said that the ash, like when they were showing pictures of all the ash and stuff, it didn't look like regular fire ash. He did say that it looked like what would come out of like lasers hitting metal or lasers hit like there's like a different, I guess, frequency or whatever.
Right. I guess with the heat, it would make a different. Yeah.
And they said that the vehicles, like metal, whatever, like the metal melting point is, that you would see all that metal melting down the road, that if it was a true fire, that the asphalt would have melted before any of the metal.
That makes sense. So, it has a lower burning point maybe, so it should have, I don't know. That's crazy though.
Yeah, the whole thing's weird.
It is. So,
I feel so bad for all those people. So praying for everybody that was involved in that, praying for all the missing children, because there are hundreds of kids that are missing. And
yes. And I don't know if you have seen any of the interviews or just with the people saying, I just jumped in I just jumped in the ocean, just trying to, and I was there for this long. And so, yeah, definitely praying for those people. Hopefully things get, I don't even know what to hope for at this point. Like,
yeah. And I can't imagine being the parents. I can't imagine so, big prayers. I hope that it wasn't what they're saying it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, regardless of what caused it, it's horrible, horrible, horrible. And the fact that it is being almost like a cover up and then there's no answers from anybody is just really suspect. So
have you heard if they declared a state of emergency for Hawaii?
Well, the governor there, or the mayor, whoever, of Maui, this is another weird thing, declared a state of emergency before the fire started.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he passed some kind of law that in the state of emergency that the government can overrule the current laws that are there.
But what was his reason for declaring the state of emergency? Do we know?
I don't know. I just saw that it was like a week before this fires actually hit that he declared a state of emergency, which then created a loophole that the government doesn't have to obey, basically, like the laws that protect the citizens.
Okay. Well,
they have like full power.
That's insane. That's crazy. Yeah. Well, like you said, praying for the state of Hawaii and all those people that have lost loved ones, looking for loved ones, just even if you didn't lose anything, living in that time when all this is going on has got to be just devastating. So prayers for all of those people. So don't really know where to go from there.
Our book.
Okay. We can do that. So our book this week was Girl on the Train.
Mm-hmm.
And
by
I totally
Paula Hawkins.
Thank you, because I totally blanked on who it was. Do you have our blurb and our trigger warnings?
Yes. All right. So trigger warnings: substance abuse, spousal abuse, and murder.
Right. Murders in all of ours, pretty much.
Yes. Those are really the only things that I really pulled from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is a little blurb. Every day is the same. Rachel takes the same commuter train every morning and night. Every day she rattles down the track, flashes past a stretch of cozy suburban homes, and stops at the signal that allows her to daily watch the same couple breakfasting on their deck. She's even started to feel like she knows them. Jess and Jason, she calls them. Their life, as she sees it, is perfect, not unlike the life she recently lost until today. And then she sees something shocking. It's only a minute until the train moves on, but it's enough. Now everything's changed. Unable to keep it to herself, Rachel goes to the police. But is she really as unreliable as they say? Soon she is deeply entangled, not only in the investigation, but in the lives of everyone involved. Has she done more harm than good? So I watched the movie prior to reading the book, which, like, when the movie first came out, I saw the movie. Which I normally don't like to do. I normally like to read the book first, because 9 times out of 10, the book is 10 times better. Right. But I will say the movie did the book justice. It kept in line with the book very well. So of course, you don't get as much detail, and you formulate all of these characters in your mind on how they'll look, or whatever. So I already had all of this like predetermined stuff in my head going into the book. But I thought that the demise of Rachel, how it was like kind of given to us in the book, was really good with the twist at the end. You feel horrible for her. Like, you have like all this like sympathy for her in a way, but then you're like, you kind of did it to yourself. And, like, it's then to find the twist at the end was, I don't know, to me, it kind of, I love a good twist.
Yes. So did you figure out the twist before the twist happened?
Well, I saw the movie, so I already
when
knew.
You were watching, if you can think back to when you were watching the movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I didn't see that coming. With the ex-husband. No, I didn't see it. Okay.
So I kind of did. For some reason, I guess I'm just in this mental place right now where I'm just almost looking for the unpredictable. So I'm like, okay, what's the most random thing that can happen? Because we've been reading so many. But I was not a fan of the book. I have not seen the movie. I do think that the storyline is interesting. I just felt that it was a little messy, if that makes sense. Like, I just feel like there was so many names and aliases even. I got lost a little bit in it, again, my second grade attention span. So I did kind of get lost. I did think it was a very interesting and different storyline. I was intrigued by that. I also found a lot of the stuff around the alcohol abuse that one of the characters suffers with, and her memory issues was very interesting. So that, I read it and I appreciated it, but I think either the book would be better for me or the movie, not the audiobook. I did get lost a little in the audiobook. Yeah. But I did appreciate, like I said, it was a cool storyline, like definitely different than anything we've done. And I like her writing style.
What did you think of the new wife of her ex-husband?
Anna? Yeah. I thought, I had a lot of mixed feelings about her. Like, I kind of went back and forth with what I thought of her and how I felt about her. And I don't know, I never really settled on anything. What did you think?
So I kind of hated her because she knew what she was doing. She set out to steal Rachel's husband. Like, that was her intention. She had every intention of it. And so, like, I hated her. And then I was like, well, I thought that she was going to be like the bad one, the whole, like I thought, like, well, she's playing this, oh, poor me, I'm such a damsel in distress bit. I thought it was going to be her. So I was glad it wasn't her, but by
that point you already kind of didn't like her.
Oh, I hated her. Yeah, I hated her the whole book.
You couldn't take that back. Like, even though you knew she wasn't like the quote villain or the main villain, you still at that point really can't like her, but you have emotion toward her. Yeah, she was complicated for me.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I didn't feel bad for her.
Yeah. I felt she was a bit snobby. Like, that was like the main, like, I don't think we'd be friends.
No.
That was like my main, and that's what comes to my mind first. Like, I am not a bougie kind of, I know, right? Look at us.
That's why we're friends.
But anyway, I wasn't a fan. I did think her writing style was kind of neat. Like I said, I think it was just the audio book that did me wrong, because I lose my attention span sometimes with that. I zone out too much. So I don't even feel fair judging this one, because I don't think I gave it as much attention as I should. So I'll say like a 5, just so it's in the medium. What about you?
I would give it probably like a 7 again. And I think it's only because I saw the movie first.
Yeah.
So I was half in, half out of it.
Yeah. Have you read anything else in the past week, or listened to anything else?
Yeah. Let me pull up my hoopla.
Yep. And while you're pulling that up, I'll tell you what I've been reading. I've been on a Frida McFadden kick. I love her. I like her stuff. So right now I'm reading The Ward. And it is twisted psychological psychiatric unit stuff. So it is pretty good. So definitely would recommend some of her books, because they are along the same lines of just unpredictable, little twisted, out of the norm stuff.
I did read Want to Know a Secret by her, and that was really good.
Yeah, I might have read that one. I've been reading like one a day pretty much.
Yeah. I don't even know what I'm currently listening to. I think it's in Libby. The Trade-Off is what I'm currently listening to, by Sandy Jones.
How's that?
It's about a reporter that works for like a Europe, well, like they're in like London or somewhere, or England, one of the tabloids. She like is trying to take down the establishment type of thing. Like, you know, they're all like ruining people's lives and just to sell a paper type of thing. It's okay. I mean, it's not my favorite at all, but it was, you know, it was the next on my list that came through on hold.
Right. So I've also, like I said, I've been reading a lot. The Coworker by Frida McFadden. That is kind of good. Well, it was really good. It definitely caught my attention. Unexpected twist, kind of. You think it's this person, and then it ends up being, or then you're like, no, it's definitely this one. But then it really was the first one. Like, it's that kind of like mind F where you're just like, what in the world? So that's been pretty good, finding her and like jumping on that train for a little bit. Our next book is The Women of Chateau Lafayette by Stephanie Dre.
It is 21 hours.
Okay, so can we do that book for 2 weeks? Seriously, with my job starting tomorrow, I think my brain's going to be. So we will not discuss a book next week. Is that okay?
That is perfect, because I was like, OMG.
Okay.
21 hours.
And if we even get into it and it's not.
Yeah, this is more of like a historical, like it's kind of like the women that like lived in this castle or something, or whatever, chateau or whatever it is. But I haven't started it yet. But when I downloaded it from Hoopla, I was like, holy moly.
My God, that's insane. That's insane. So we'll do that book, The Women of Chateau Lafayette, in 2 weeks.
Okay. Perfect.
And that is the last book on our original list. So after that, we will start with our new list, which our first book on there, we'll figure that out, but we need to add Nichole's book on there. But like you were saying, we don't want to really rush through that one.
Yeah. Her book is so good. Like, if y'all have not gotten it yet, please go get it. It is so good. I don't know if they have it in stock on Amazon yet, but I ordered from her website and it, came the day before it was actually got released. But I love her writing style. I think she's, I think it's great. So
it's so relatable.
Definitely worth the read. If you're into like more self-help, manifestation, all the good vibes.
Yeah, totally. And I think we can all use a little bit of that. So if you're interested in exploring that a little bit, please check out Nichole Eaton's newest book.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, did you hear about Jimmy Buffett?
No.
He died.
Oh, he's having his cheeseburger in paradise right now.
He is. I love, like, there's nothing better than sitting on the beach and listening to his music and walking to the whatever and having a fruity drink and all that kind of stuff.
Margarita.
Yes. All the things.
So one funny story with that one, Dylan was probably like 3, 4. we had moved here when he was like 2.5. So we had met our friends in Myrtle Beach from Tennessee. They drove to Myrtle Beach. And so we got a condo with them. And the kids, they have a daughter that's a year younger than Dylan. So they were, having a blast. And the place that we were staying at had a bar, and they had a Jimmy Buffett like cover band playing. And it was like this whole group of like traveling Jimmy Buffett people.
Oh, it was like fake Jimmy Buffett groupies.
Yeah. And they gave the kids like all like these, like parrots that sit on your shoulder and like all these like beads.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. So the kids were loving it. But every time I think of Jimmy Buffett, that's what I think of now.
Yeah. Our kids are not kids that are shy to dress up or participate in things. I saw Dylan last week at the game. So Friday night was the gold out. So yeah, saw him in his tank top and some bling on.
Oh my God. Did you see that picture of him and Jonas?
Oh, of course I did.
Oh my God.
Of course. We're going to share that on the Facebook.
Yeah. Well, there's also, so like a week before that, they posted on the school website a picture of Jonas and Dylan at the volleyball game, like cheering on their school, but they look like straight up frat boys.
Oh yeah. Totally.
They were like painted like.
I didn't see that one. You'll have to share that one.
Yeah.
That's
God.
on his new school website.
Yeah, on like the booster. I don't know if it was like the sports page or one. They have like 3 different pages, but I was like, oh, I tagged Jasmine in it, and she was like, oh my God, they look like frat boys.
Are you surprised?
And then we saw that picture from Friday, and I was like, oh, and it continues.
Right. Well, Jonas is funny because he will, like Melissa, who took that picture, has been taking pictures, as you know, of the football kids forever. So just seeing him like find the camera and ham it up is just, and I don't even think he means to. It's just how he comes across.
Yeah. Oh, I love Jonas. I adore him.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh Lord, yeah. Yep, absolutely.
So did you have a chance to look up these prison reviews?
I forgot about that.
I got 2 of them, so I found some good ones. So this one is for Folsom Prison, which is in California. And
yes, there's a right. About Johnny Cash.
Yeah, it's the same prison. Yeah.
Yep.
So this was the review. Asked when checkout time was, and I was told 12:15. It seemed oddly specific. But when I called over the guard to let her know I was ready to check out, she refused to let me. Had to escalate to the manager and Mr. Warden. He informed me that checkout time was actually 12:15, which I guess is, Army time or whatever, military time.
Okay. Yeah.
I wish the front desk had been clearer. Food service is prompt, but quality is low. No room service unless you get some sort of solitary package or something. I wasn't interested in paying the premium. Beds seem to be cheap quality, but the toilets and sinks are updated to stainless steel, which adds a certain modern flair to the place. Gym area was fairly crowded and had very specific hours, and the large security fences made it seem obvious that we weren't in a great area of town. Excessive security presence had the same effect. Overall, had a decent stay, but would prefer not to stay here again. I did party with the guy named Contra or something. Or contraband, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I don't recall the specifics. That was fun, though. Showers were rather inconvenient and lacked the privacy I am used to. I might try a different travel booking site next time.
Oh, my gosh. That is, if you didn't know that it was a prison review, like you would really think that it was just like this weird hotel that they're describing. Okay, what's the other one? That's great.
This is for Rikers Island in New York. Okay. It says, honestly, I had the most pleasant stay in the facility. They had comfortable beds and my roommate was quite the chatterbox. The showers have slippery soaps, so watch out. And bingo Fridays are the best.
They even have activities you can attend. That's great. That's pretty fun.
All right. Last week, we forgot to pick a state for this week. So I had texted you today. Did. And we decided on Texas.
Yes, so we did.
This week's crime is Texas.
Totally. And I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off. It's that we're going to be back in person next week to record together, no matter what we have to do. Okay.
Yes.
And I looked at my text messages, and I had started texting you like on Wednesday of last week. I just never sent it. It was like, hey, do you want to go ahead and coordinate a time so we can make sure we're together? And then I just never hit send.
You're probably like, why didn't she respond?
I did. I was like, I felt like, what is wrong with Steph right now? Like, she is losing her mind.
Which is true.
Well, yeah, we all kind of know that, but I'm just kidding. Okay, so I've got a dumb crime. Okay, so this is from August of last year, and I found it, of course, on a radio station website because they seem to have the best dumb criminal crime stories. So, according to the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Texas, Chad Meacham, 42-year-old, was taken into custody and charged with one count of attempting to provide contraband in prison, one count of serving as an airman without an airman's certificate, and one count of possession to intent to distribute a controlled substance. It was found on video that he was using a drone to allegedly, drop in prepaid phones, drugs, and MP3 players into the Fort Worth prison yard.
I did see that.
You did see that one? And I think I said his name wrong. His name is Bryant LeRae. Chad Meacham is the DA for Texas. But, okay, so while this was last year, this is last year. MP3 players last year?
Hey,
like, where can you even buy that?
They probably get those like super, super cheap, like the old, like the little, what were those?
The Nanos?
Yeah. Like,
that are like,
they're small. They're smaller than a phone. So.
You're right. I just didn't even know that was still something you could find.
Yeah. Well, like, I'm sure like you can get them like stupid cheap on eBay or whatever.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right. So that was my story. So, how about the fact, though, he did not have an airman's license?
Neither do I.
Good point. Did you find a dumb criminal?
I did. Okay, so this woman's name is Chastity Hobson. Back in March 2016, the Granite Shoals Police Department in Texas issued a very special warning on its Facebook page that declared, if you have recently purchased meth or heroin in Central Texas, please take it to the local police or sheriff's department so it can be screened with a special device.
No.
Do not use it. Do not use it until it has been properly checked for possible Ebola contamination. The message, of course, was a ruse, but regardless, concerned citizen Chastity Hobson reportedly did her duty by bringing in her sample of illegal substance to be examined. Hobson was promptly arrested and held on $5,000 bond.
Is she the only one that went and turned it in?
It didn't say. It just said that she was.
No, girl.
It named her specifically.
Whoops. I've seen stuff like that before, and I'm like, surely they don't think it's real, but obviously some people do.
But so in her defense,
yes,
but like not in 2015, but now like everything is cut with fentanyl, everything is like, so right. I could see somebody probably bringing it in now, not in 2015, but now,
right? Yeah,
like with all the crazy stuff.
I know, and it's crazy and sad that like. Well, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole, but it's insane the way that drugs are they're terrible anyway, but then the way that the things are just out of control now laced with everything. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah. Which is actually like a super good, it's not good, but it was a great talking point for me and for Dylan to talk about the safety.
Oh yeah.
And not trusting anything somebody gives you. And even if you think it's something that's like not quote unquote hard, it's still probably cut with something that is hard. Right. So it was a good talking point for me to have with Dylan over drugs.
Yes.
But it's still horrible.
It is. Well, and the fact that we try to nail home with Jackson too is it's not going to be some, when we did all these drug classes in school, you had this image of this dude in a trench coat coming to you on this corner of this urban area and like saying, hey kid, you want some crack or whatever. It's not, it's like a friend that's going to say, hey, take a whatever of this. And trying to instill that in them that stay away.
Yeah. And luckily, I mean, like, knock on wood, I mean, as of right now, Brandon and I were just talking about this, you know, he's like so consumed with sports and
well, and I think that's one thing where sports has been, I mean, it's helped a lot with Jackson with discipline and knowing he's got to keep his grades up. But, you know, he and a lot of these boys, Dylan too, they have dreams of playing after high school. And you can't do that when you know, get sucked into these things, whether it be a bad crowd of friends or drugs or whatever. So I feel like that's definitely helping.
Yeah.
I found some Texas laws. I found these actually on a lawyer's website. I was like, that's interesting. So let's check it out. No eating your neighbor's garbage.
That's just a stupid law.
I know.
Oh, here's an even dumber one, okay? It's not legally required to have a windshield, but Texas law states that you must have windshield wipers.
Oh my gosh. How is that? How are you going to do that? So this one was pretty great. So you can be married via just proclamation. So you don't have to actually be legally married in a church or by justice of the peace or whatever. As long as you make 3 public announcements that you're married, you're married. Even if the other spouse isn't present for the ceremony, the only requirements are that both parties have to be willing, both parties are over 18, and the parties are unrelated to each other. Yep.
Well, then, can you divorce the same way?
Probably not. I don't have any info on that.
Well, in Texas, it is illegal to milk another person's cow. Why, you ask? Currently, Texas law states that the act is theft of personal property. You're stealing the milk.
Yeah, I could see that. I guess I could kind of see that. It's also in Texas, it's illegal to shoot a buffalo from the balcony.
I saw that. A second floor is what I read.
Oh, yeah, I think that's right. If you're going to hunt from your Best Western hotel room, the second story of your hotel. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, this is my last one, but it's against the law to pass gas in an elevator.
I was reading that one earlier as well. Okay, so I wish that was a law here sometimes. Okay, so it's also against the law for kids to have an unusual haircut.
But what's unusual?
I don't know. I'm sure that's an old, well, of course, all these are old laws, but that's one where, you know, boys are supposed to have short hair, girls couldn't have short hair, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it does say that we don't think that any court would uphold or enforce these today. So that's good to know.
They should uphold the passing gas in the elevator. Totally.
There should be a huge fine for that. Between that and riding in a vehicle with somebody who's got a little upset stomach, it's bad. Oh, goodness. We won't talk about that anymore.
Did you see all of these in the South? You know, they've got like their alligator hunting season and all these crazy huge gators that are being caught, like 900 pounds, 1,000 pounds.
No, but
dinosaurs.
To look, because you know how I feel about that.
And then I'm like, dude, they lasted this long. They're that big. Like, just let them live.
Well, what's crazy about that is those are the ones they are finding. Where are the ones that they are not, that are so big and old, like the grandpas that are hiding out in their alligator swamp nest, whatever they're called, alligator den, alligator nest. I'm gonna have to look that up because you know me and my gator obsession.
I feel so bad for them. I do not feel bad for all of these pythons that are caught in Florida though, like the 25 feet pythons that they're finding.
That was crazy. I was watching a video the other day and it was a big, huge python, boa, something like that. It was in Australia and it was going from the roof of the house into the tree. Did you see that? That was insane.
No. And they're like, watch, the tail's going to flop. And like, it did not flop. It just like, and they're like, there's muscles in the tail. And I'm like, bleh.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It was crazy. But at least with the big one, you can see them. Like it's the little ones that kind of go around. You don't care.
Listen, my Facebook memory just came up yesterday of when Dylan got bit by the snake in the pool when he was in kindergarten. Yeah. And that sucker wasn't very big, but well, you saw him though. He was probably like a foot and a half, 2 feet long.
Right.
And there's not, listen, the only kind of good snake is a dead snake. Sorry, Alicia, if you're listening.
That's Brian too. I'm not a fan, but Brian is like deathly afraid. Like I remember there was one time our steps going down our porch in the back are empty underneath, like not empty, but they're not enclosed. There's like mulch and stuff under there. And one went under there and I could see it and I didn't want to take my eyes off of it because, then it's like, oh my God. And I was like, Brian, get me a shovel or whatever. And he throws it like a javelin and hands it to me to take care. He was not coming within 25 feet of this thing. I know.
I would have been running. I'm like, no.
Those are called, snakes are called nope ropes.
Yes, I agree. Nope.
Oh,
did I ever tell you, so the dude that I worked with at State Farm, he was petrified of snakes, petrified of snakes.
No.
And so the super nice coworkers that we were, I brought in Dylan's rubber snake that was very realistic looking.
Yeah.
And so I got there super early and I put it in his desk. I wrapped it around his clock. When he turned on his light, it
would be right there.
Right there. And so we were all sitting there waiting like everybody do except for him. And I had my phone set up and it took him so long to see it that I had to turn my phone off.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, he jumped and screamed like a girl.
He was terrified. I saw a TikTok video the other day. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. So so he got so mad and I had to go get it out. He wouldn't even touch the rubber snake. And so when he left for lunch, we put it in his monitor. There was a little hole at the bottom of his computer monitor. So we put it in there.
That's so funny. And he got mad all over again, I'm sure. I saw a TikTok video last week and it was these dudes playing golf and somehow they had hooked a rubber snake on some fishing line. So it was clear to the golf bag of somebody or to something that was on the person. So when they were running, it looked like the snake was chasing them. It was hilarious.
I've seen that. They do it in cities and stuff. Where you wouldn't expect a snake. And they have it, they clip it to the person's jacket or their backpack or their bag or something when they're walking by. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are great. I know.
Oh, goodness. Well, what state do you want to do next week?
Oh, I say Arizona.
Okay.
Randomly pulled that out of nowhere.
And then we're not going to do the book because it's going to take us 21 hours to listen to.
Yeah. We can kind of do a check-in just to see how we're liking it, maybe.
Yeah.
And
decide if we're going to continue.
Yes. Yes. That works for me. Cool.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening to us. Please leave us reviews.
Please like and subscribe to our podcast. Follow us on all our socials and leave us a review, please. If we've not already said that, we really need those to help the algorithms.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. And we will be back next Tuesday. Thanks.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Bye.